Hi guys, I'm Justin from Ron's Equipment Company here in Keensburg, and we're going to show you today how to take the BH2720 backhoe off of our GC1723EB. So first thing we're going to do is you'll start the engine. We've got all the safety pins still in the backhoe right now, so these are all safety pins that will not let anything fall down. You will want to start the engine, raise everything, so you'll pull back on this to raise this whole boom up, and that will free up this pin here. Once we pull everything up and get the pressure off all these pins, you can remove all that, and then we'll get everything set down to show you how to take this backhoe off. If any of these pins are ever locked up and you can't pull them out, it's because there's pressure on them, so you'll have to raise everything to get that off. So you'll want to do that. That's your very first step if you have the transport pins in.
And there's 4 of those pins, is that correct?
There's 4. There's one here at the top, and we'll get that out for now. We'll want this straight, so we'll leave this one here. And there's a little place you can put all these pins right here to store them so you don't lose them. Put this one back here. And there's one more here.
And as you guys can see, they did put these little stickers on there to show you where the different locking points are. But once again, there are 4 of those.
So we're going to fire the tractor up here in a second. I did put this locking pin, so you'll see this one here. It's just a removable pin with a holder up here that we showed removing it. I do like to keep this in here so the backhoe the whole boom can't swivel on us when I go to take the backhoe off. So I do leave this one in. So we will get the tractor fired up here. So if you want to the joystick layout here. The first thing I do is I'll take this, run the boom out just a little, run the bucket out just a little as well. The biggest thing is get this kind of flat. Once you're flat there, you'll want to, these pins here are going to remove the locking mechanism that holds this backhoe on. So these are tied up, they're solid, because the weight is hanging off the backhoe right now, off the back of the tractor. So we need to take the backhoe and push it towards the tractor a little bit to free these pins up. Once you do that and the pins are free, you can take them out. So I will push a little. I like to hold it here, so this pin is now freed up. It's got a little clip on the back side that you'll have to take off. Ease of access too, you can always put these down a little bit. I leave them off the ground. I don't put them on the ground quite yet. That'll make that a little easier to get in there. Every now and then I've had this happen too. That pin will come out. The other pin will be tied up a little bit, so you'll have to work the main boom either back and forward just a little bit, and it'll free this up. So now this one's free. And now we've got it out too. So this backhoe sits in a saddle, so that's why nothing's going anywhere. It sits in the saddle down below. Once you get these pins loose and out, what I like to do is I pull the boom back up a little bit to expose so I can see a little better. So you'll see this whole backhoe kind of tilt away from the tractor. once we are off the subframe, the only other thing we need to do is disconnect all of our hydraulic hoses. If you'll notice here, Massey marks them all with colored zip ties here. So red to red, blue to blue, and then this one's got a blue and a yellow on it. So there's a reason for that on the tractor side, which we'll get to after we unplug these. These have dust covers on them to keep from getting any contaminants on the hydraulic ends. This red one here has got a dust cover on the tractor side because it does not go to anything, so you will cover that and kind of just keep that out of the way for just a second. Here is an important step before you fire the engine. Again, once you have the backhoe removed, on the tractor side there will be two hoses. This is why that has the blue and yellow on it. It's yellow when it's connected to the backhoe and it's blue. These need to be plugged back into each other, which you slide this back, push down and let go, and then I always give it just a pull. You shouldn't be able to pull those apart. If you do, it's not connected properly. Once these are connected, you can now start the engine. So what needs to, basically the reasoning for this is hydraulic flow needs to circulate through this to keep the tractor happy. If you're not plugged in here or you forget to do it, everything hydraulic driven, like the loader, steering, transmission, everything's going to act funny. So if you don't have that right and you start the tractor back up and it seems incorrect, come back and check this. So once we're connected here, this is what it should look like. You should just have these three hoses here. These loop together. This one stays by itself. That's why it's got the plug. And then you have to keep these up and out of the way. And we will get to that here. I will show you when we unfold the 3-point, we can actually use the bungee strap that they have here to hold these arms up to kind of tie these hoses up out of the way. For a little better visual for you guys, this is the subframe for the backhoe on these GC tractors. So you do not have to unbolt this. This stays bolted to the tractor. Your 3-point will clear it. This stays on at all times. And this is where this pin here in the top, that is where it goes through here on the subframe. And the saddle that I'm talking about, this is the saddle down here where these welded pins sit in. So that is why we have to undo these first and then tilt it back a little bit and then use the backhoe outriggers to then lift it up out of this saddle down here.